Say hello.
Hello.
Say hey, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
Okay, y'all. So this is why I've been absent. I went home to Alabama to do a birthday party for my lovely cousin and her daughter's first birthday. And then I had to take some time to get settled in with my nephew. His name is Cameron. So today we're going to be putting up the third video in the muffin series. It's going to be the banana nut bread chocolate chip muffins. Say yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Wave at the camera.
Yay.
Wave.
Yay.
Blow me a kiss.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So we'll see you guys back here in a second.
Okay. Messy words.
Alright guys, so we're going to first start off by giving these walnuts a rough chop. And you want to make sure that you chop these walnuts up to the same size because they are going to be going on a cookie sheet into the oven to roast for a few minutes. Now the reason I like to roast my walnuts or pecans anytime that I am putting them in the recipe because it helps to release the oils and it gives you a better flavor in the muffin or the cake. Now make sure that they're all the right size. Now we're going to go ahead and put these on the cookie sheet. And you want to spread these out so they can cook evenly and not burn. Definitely watch these in the oven because they're going to roast really quick. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take some ripe bananas and we're going to start chopping them up. And you just want to go ahead and slice these bananas the same width. Take off the ends. You don't want to use those. And then you just want to go ahead and start chopping. I'm going to start off with 2 bananas to see how many I need. I'm going to end up using 2.5. It just depends on the size of the bananas. Now, I like to use ripe bananas anytime I'm making banana bread or banana muffins. You can sometimes get them in the grocery store at half price. Or you can just take some bananas and let them ripen up for a couple days and use them in your bread or your muffin. And they smell so sweet. This is the best way to make a muffin or a pound cake or banana bread with ripe, old, smushed, brown, ugly bananas. So after I get through chopping up this and get my measurement perfect, I'm going to go ahead and set these to the side. So now I'm going to start with my dry ingredients. I'm going to be adding flour, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt into a bowl, and I'm going to give these a good whisk around until I get everything evenly incorporated throughout the flour. This is a very important step when you are making these muffins. So now that we are done with this part, we're going to go ahead and place some butter and brown sugar into a bowl and some granulated sugar. And honey, we're going to blend for our lives. Now you want to try to get as many lumps out of this as possible before you add in your eggs. And anytime that you're baking a bread or a cake type of item, you want to make sure that everything is at room temperature, including your milk. Now get as many lumps out of this as possible before you add in 1 egg. Once you get the first egg incorporated, you're going to go ahead and add in the second egg. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down my bowl, and then I'm going to add in some vanilla extract. Now once you've done this, you want to take your blender and go back in and make sure that this is incorporated throughout the mix. I always try to add my vanilla extract in with my sugar and my eggs and my butter. Sometimes I forget. If you do, that's okay. Just make sure you add it in at the end. But I like to add it into my wet ingredients because it disperses throughout the mix perfectly. Now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some flour. And then we're going to add in some milk. And you're going to alternate between the milk and the flour. Now this batter does seem kind of dry, but don't fret because we're going to add in the bananas, and then we're also going to add in some fresh lemon juice at the end. And that's the last of our milk. Now we're going to go ahead and toss in those bananas. And don't be afraid because this is going to splatter everywhere, but that's totally fine. It smells so good, y'all. I really enjoy making these muffins. I definitely enjoyed eating them while they were a little warm. Okay, so now that we've got thick sauce mixed up, we're going to take a half of the lemon and we're just going to squeeze a little bit into there, probably about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. And then we're going to continue to mix this up. Alright, now we have our toasted walnuts. And if your walnuts are still kind of cooking when you pull them out of the oven, put them on a sheet and let them cool because you do not want to put them into the batter warm. Also, go ahead and throw in your chopped chips. Now that this process is done and they're all mixed, you're going to go get your cupcake pan to make sure you have some liners in there. And I'm also going to be using my Wilton's cupcake scoop. I love this scoop because it gives you the perfect size muffin and also gives you the perfect size cupcake. So I definitely recommend that you pick them up. You can order them on the Wilton site or you can pick them up at your local Hobby Lobby. So this batter makes about 18 banana chocolate chip nut muffins. So that now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and pop these in the oven at 400. And then we're going to take them out and let them cool. We're going to place them on a rack. Now I'm just going to plate these guys up for you so you can see what they look like. And they smell so good and delicious. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Alright guys, so we're done with the homemade chocolate chip banana nut bread muffins. I really enjoyed doing this video. Sorry I've been so sparse with videos, but like I said, I have my nephew. I had to travel and work, so it has really been a busy month for me. I'm going to insert some of the pictures from the party so you can see some of the work that I do at the end of this message. I just want to say I love you guys. Remember, food is love. I love you. Keep God first. Remember to treat people the way you want to be treated. And food is love.